Yo, what's up, YouTube? Let's talk about AMD. All right, let's get straight to it. Straight and simple forward video about AMD. 26% up on this month. If you are making anything above 26%, that means your price is lower than 114, which I'm honestly jealous of you. All right, that is crazy. You're already up about 32% if you caught this. But if you caught AMD at 83, I mean, that's crazy. But if you caught it around 101, 102, 112, that's perfect. That's what we do. But this was the golden purchase I made right here when I saw the sentiment of the new AI chips that they produced, and I realized how intact the CEO was with the stock, honestly. And I saw that their partnership with next-gen Xboxes really does mean a lot further down in June, okay? This month was a money-making month. The war tension spiked. The market kind of went crazy. Oil, gold, right? Those things kind of went crazy. But our AI stocks did absolutely crazy this month. We had NVIDIA, a new record high. Okay, we sold NVIDIA. I'm not tripping about that, right? The only reason I sold NVIDIA was because of price action. I was looking at my charts. I just sold it. I still ended up on profit, okay? But I could have had 12 more percent of profit in NVIDIA, which I missed out on, all right? But we make up for that in AMD. I want y'all to look at this spike up at 1043, 144. We are very, very close to 145. And in these couple days, I don't know what more news can come out about this stock and really where this price can go, but I'm holding this. This is a strong hold, all right? This weekly support level is at 127. Okay, if you look at that 128, 127, that is a very good sign. I remember these levels used to be 112, 110, 109, 108, and I used to be losing money week after week after week after week. But now when I see this new level being formed, we just need to come back down and fill this gap. I want y'all to look at 129 to 136. That is a big gap up. If the stock can come down, fill that gap a little bit more, right? These spike ups are good, but we do need to come down, fill this gap up, okay? I don't like seeing way too many fair value gaps. I don't like seeing way too many breakouts. I want some days where we consolidate. I want some days where we are not as aggressive, okay? Because if we're hitting 3%, 4%, 3%, 4% every day, that means, there could be a big sell-off. That means the stock could be just overvalued. It could be overhyped, which happens a lot in the stock market, okay? For example, Palantir was one of the most overpriced stocks, in my opinion, at $56, $60, and currently it's over $100, right? Did I miss money out on Palantir? Yes. But if I go back in time, would I have bought Palantir? No, I would not have. Over and over again. I'll say this over and over again, okay? Anyways, let's look at some things, okay? Given the current share price of about 143, a rise to 155 implies 8% upside. So here is what y'all need to realize. If you believe this can go to 155, this stock has to go up another 8% from 143, and we're currently at 143.40. So when we look at this, is that doable? Is that something that sounds possible? In my opinion, yes. Because we have seen what tech stocks can do. We have seen what NVIDIA has done. I saw that stock run up from $499 to $1,000 and do a split. Okay, so that, I was in NVIDIA during that run. Let me actually show you guys, matter of fact, when I bought NVIDIA all the way back in 2023. Okay, so when I bought NVIDIA all the way back in 2023 with just $15, okay, $15 worth of NVIDIA. I loaded this up all the way to about $56. After a few months, I took profit at $70. I want y'all to look at May 3rd, 2024. I sold my shares, and this is a very small amount of money. I had no money to invest. I didn't have a job. I didn't know what I was doing in the market. I was just experimenting and learning. This was a huge learning curve that I had to get around, and I understood the power of buying low, buying during breakouts and stuff like that. So when I bought AMD next time around, I want y'all to see when I put $60 into AMD. Okay, this was the best purchase I've ever made. Look at that $60 purchase at 112. This purchase means that if I didn't have a position in the stock, I would have put like $2,000, $3,000, May 21st. And after a month, I would have been up on my investment compared to, let's say, 112 to 126, 128. Let me know if that makes sense. This is what this purchase meant. I was adding more money because I sensed a breakout. I looked at the sentiment. I looked at the, I looked at the CEO talking. I looked at the new chips that came out, and I looked at the broader scale of this stock. I looked at their EPS that beat earnings, well over I think it was 2-3 cents, whatever it was, but they did beat earnings, which was good, right? You add those points together, they do not have a dividend yield. So that is where I took a step back. I was like, okay, they do not have a dividend yield, but they beat earnings. The stock is very aggressive. I can make at least 20% back on my money. So I added that $60, and we go from 170 to $230, and then we're up 18% from there. Okay, now pulling back after tariffs resume is possible, okay, but timing a precise reversal is tricky. Let me know if y'all get what that means. So my goal is to lock in profits before the whole tariff situation, or get at least 20 to 22% profit. Okay, so if your goal is to lock in gains ahead of the July 9th tariff review, targeting around 155 is a reasonable strategy. Around. This means if it's July 5th and I see the stock at 140.999, all right, and we're 2 days away from tariffs. To play it safe, you got to lock in those profits. But you can play the risky game. Okay, you can play we don't know what Trump and China, what they're going to do, what they're going to say. So we can play the risky game and say, okay, well, I have looked at my breakouts. I have looked at how the stock has gapped up June 13, and I've looked how quickly we can move. I want to take the risk to not lock in this 18% profit, to rely on something that Trump or China is going to do that's going to make this stock run up more. Trump could say, okay, no more tariffs, let's make peace. All right, we're peaceful. I can almost guarantee the stock is going to boom just off of fundamental news. What do people think when there's peace? And there's peace, all businesses are doing good, we got good chips coming out, AMD's partnership with Xbox, what are they going to do? People are going to buy the stock. You got to think with your mind here, right? People are simply going to buy the stock. So I have an option of taking that risk, or I could play safe, lock in that profit. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to take that risk. Because look, worst case scenario, we drop down. Guess what? I'm going to catch NVIDIA for cheaper. As simple as that. Because NVIDIA is another option I can always pivot back to. I can keep AMD just where it is. Probably add another $60, $70. And then next time around, a few months later, that's where we lock in the profit. All right. Now, keep in mind, Wall Street targets closer to 140, not 155. So when we're above 140 like this, this could be people just aggressively buying the stock because they see the news, they see how the impact of these new AI chips in partnership with Xbox, they see what the impact is. Like, they're probably very long on the stock, or people are very, they're swing trading this within 3-4 days, and they're making 18% back on their money, which is fine. You need to know what you want from the investment you make. If you're looking for a quick profit, go ahead, sell it. You know what I mean? If you're up 15%, 12%, that's a nice little move. Go ahead and sell it. But here's the thing. My long-term plays, they're not getting sold. I want y'all to look at the S&P 500. I own 250. I own this more than I own AMD, just slightly above. And here I am currently up 5%. This is a normal profit-taking zone when we're day trading, all right? I day trade sometimes, I told y'all, or I swing trade sometimes. So this is a normal profit-taking zone when you're swing trading. In one day, if you can make 5% back on your money, that's perfect, right? But here's the thing. This is my long-term stock. I'm not selling this right now. I'm not selling this till a few years. I'm going to be long on the S&P 500 ETF on a whole different brokerage, but I'm going to keep this investment just as it is, just to show y'all how you can, just grow a little bit of money over the matter of years and time. All right, so that is it for the video. I just wanted to talk about AMD. I wanted to talk about price targets, knowing when to get out. All right, this 140 level gets scary, trust me, because when the stock was dropping, people got caught buying AMD as high as 160. The stock is still down on the year. So they could rebound. They could rebound back and end the year positive. Here is my take on this. If they can rebound, go up another 8% and end this year off at 155, they are in the discussion of ending the year off positive, beating earnings, and having good chips to align. And I don't see a reason why they can't do that. As simple as it sounds, I do not see a reason why AMD can't run up another 8%, end the year off on a positive note, okay? Because they've been dropping off all year. I was eyeing this stock up here at 143. We haven't hit 143 since November 11th of 2024. It's been months. So when we come back at this level, we got to be precise. We got to know what we're doing. All right. And then my first purchase was at literally at about 124.60. I sold a couple times. But as y'all can see, since then, I've just been buying. I've been buying the stock. I've been holding it, waiting for the right time. And this is the right time that we've waited for so long. All right. I never dumped way too much money in this. I always kept my profit margins, reasonable. I kept my investment. I was midterm to long on this stock, and here we are. All right, let's look at the first purchase, and I want to show y'all something really quick. All right, December 2024. So it's been about, you can say about 6 months. So 18% back in 6 months. I mean, as long as I'm beating the average return of the S&P 500, I think that's a good return. So keep that in mind. I want y'all to not get so greedy, but this stock is doing exactly what it's supposed to do right now. Do not get caught up in the mess. All right, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.